Hi friends, good morning everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. If you came to our channel for the first time, click on subscribe button. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the confusion and among these four documents, when to use which document and what is the business purpose we are going to learn today. So first of all, invoice receipt and next document Okay. So we have invoice receipt, subsequent debit, and credit memo, and subsequent credit. Why I have given similar colors? Because they have a few similarities. So invoice receipt, for example, when you get the quantity, okay, you received 10 pieces of material by a goods receipt, against purchase order. Invoice receipt need to be created. You receive 10 pieces, means stock is involved, then invoice receipt needs to be received 10 pieces, you need to pay. Then you have to create invoice receipt, not any other documents. Need to pay extra amount for already received quantity. Okay. So maybe I think I can give like this. Need to pay extra amount for already received pay. For example, you created a purchase order for 10 quantity. You have received the 10 quantity. Vendor has sent you the invoice. You will do the invoice receipt. For all those things, Miro is the transaction. But we have 4 types. What are those 4? That's what we are going to learn now. So you receive 10 pieces. You have to pay that, so that you need to create invoice receipt. Straightforward. When do you use the subsequent debit? For example, 10 pieces of $100 you received and you paid. Later, since you create invoice receipt and you would have paid already, later the vendor was asking you to pay $10 more because of some additional charges or additional expenses, or some road tax are increased by the government, or any other reasons, or else he has some additional handling fees due to some other reasons. You agreed that to pay extra $10. At that point of time, you are not receiving any quantity. There is no receiving or anything kind of happening, but still you are going to pay extra. Here you paid $100. Here you're going to pay $10. There is no quantity you're receiving as extra. Again, I'm saying, if you receive extra quantity, you have to create invoice receipt, but you're not receiving any quantity, but you are paying extra amount. Okay. So here, quantity and amount, maybe that can give you a better idea. Quantity 10, amount maybe $100. Quantity amount $100. Here quantity 0. You're not receiving any quantity, so that we will, when you create subsequent debit, you will keep the same 10 quantity only. Okay, when you create the document. So, but for your understanding, I'm giving 0. But during creation, you don't give 0. You will give still 10 only. Amount $10. So you're not creating any extra quantity, just whatever in the document of purchase order, the same 10 quantity you're going to give. So there is no extra. I can say 10 plus 0. There is no extra quantity, same 10 you just give it. What is credit memo? Credit memo, you're written off 2 pieces, need to get the payment from the vendor, means the balances will be adjusted. For example, you are going to pay $100 due for him, or else here you can say $110 due for him. Then you want to ask that vendor to pay back $20, like that. Need to return the amount. Here, quantity to value $20. Based on your business requirement, you may not charge $20 from him, because right, as part of the procurement process, he spent time and shipping charges and all. Few companies, what I have seen, they take only $18 like that, because they don't charge full quantity when they return the material, because the vendor also has spent time to ship the goods and all the time, right? So they will bargain. And even recently, I see few countries where the shipping charges are huge. For example, if you take the countries like New Zealand or Australia, the shipping charges will be high, because mostly they use sea if they're using air freight. The far countries where you're procuring from the far countries, the shipping charges will play 20%, 30%, 35%, like that. So they may not have the vendor return process. Mostly they will adjust accordingly. So either the goodwill, or else the vendor will give you that damaged pieces as extra in the next shipment. And the current material, they may manage that price in some other way, but they don't do vendor return process. Again, shipping of 30%, sending back, it's waste of money, right? So in latest things, I saw that when they don't use mostly the vendor return process, because of the highly, like a huge cost of shipping charges. So now we understand that when you return the quantity, means quantity is getting involved. When you return the quantity, then only system will, you have to create a credit memo. So you can understand that invoice receipt and credit memo will involve with quantity, and subsequent debit is not involving with any quantity. So just for your confusion, only if I keep 0, someone may think that during subsequent debit, you have to make the quantity as 0. No, you have to keep it 10. Maybe I can give you as a quantity. In Miro, you need to give invoice quantity only, means 10. Okay, for your understanding, I'm keeping 0 because there is no quantity involvement. You can say like remarks. Okay. So credit memo, you understand that if you return the quantity, then only you will get a credit memo. What is the subsequent debit? Need to charge vendor for already received quantity. Okay. So you need to send that one. For example, you received 10 quantity $100, but the packaging is not good, or else there is some little spillage happen. Not that it's not a damage or something, but he didn't pack properly when he is sending the 3-4 different kind of materials. So one of the materials, little spillage has come on the carton of other things. So the company has to change the carton. Okay, at this point of time, because the product is very good, but other material, for example, if you're buying some kind of oil and some clothes, everything you're keeping in one bag, that oil packing is not good. So that few points of oil has come automatically, or little bit on the carton of the other thing. Then what will happen? Someone sees, for example, if you want to sell as a customer, when you see this data, when you see that enter the packaging, you feel like, oh, this material is not good. That's what the impression we get it, right? But actually, the material is good inside. So during that kind of cases, you cannot return the material. No need to return. Product is good. So the cotton you're changing. So maybe for each package, the cotton maybe $2. your each piece, for example, 4 pieces of 4 cottons you're going to change. So $8 you're expecting from the vendor. So here the quantity is 0 because you are not returning any quantity or you are not receiving anything, no quantity involvement, but you are charging $8 because 4 cottons are getting the oily kind of thing. So you want to replace with a new cotton. Each cotton costs $2. So in Miro, you need to give the same, whatever the invoice quantity or what is available. So now I hope many of you, even our invoice receipt, the long video is there, right? They're also explained, but still I'm getting a few comments about this confusion. So I felt like, okay, let's make one video where I can provide you the clarity about this process, when to use what document and what is the impact. Okay. So where the quantity is involved and where quantity is not involved. So I hope you got a good understanding about this. If you feel that video is good and it has given you enough knowledge, please share with your SAP circle. And if you like our videos, always share and go through the playlist, find the exact video what you want to learn. So keep learning, keep sharing. Have a good day.